Hey everyone, this is Nathan Graham over at RPR, welcoming you to our fourth installment of the Data Dig series. And today what I want to do is really highlight the custom trade area reports that you can pull out of the system, and specifically looking at the radius and drive time tools. And so there's a couple reasons you might want to do this. The first one might be pretty obvious, but if you have a client that is looking to move into a new space and they want to make sure that they are in the right community that's going to supply their customer base or employee base or even renter base, this report will help you make them more comfortable providing that knowledge to them. You also might be looking to market a new property, and this type of report will give you a lot of the data that will help set your property apart. So you can understand income levels, you can pull out density information, daytime population information, and other things that will kind of help you promote your space as being ideal for the best use of it. The last one, and this is probably my favorite, if you ever work with a franchisor or even somebody who is just wanting to open up their own version of maybe a shared office space, you can use RPR to pull up a building that has been very successful and run the trade area report and kind of see what drivers might be in play there. And then you can actually pull that information out and plug that into our site selection tool and look for similar areas in your own market that have those same attributes. So those are kind of the three main ways people seem to be using these trade area reports. Let me just show you really quickly how to run this. So what we're going to do is I'm just going to go down here to my market area, and we will select a new for lease space here, and then we can just jump into this property. And I think the key thing to understand is the property does not have to be on market to do this. We do have nationwide public records, so if you are looking at duplicating or mimicking the success of one space, it doesn't have to be listed. Typically, you'll find that in our public records, but they will all have this little map over here. And what you're going to do is click on the map, and you can see there's our little icon showing that that's the building we're looking at. And then you can create a custom trade area with a couple of different tools. You can use our drawing tool and do a radius or a freehand or a polygon if you want to. But the more common practice in the commercial space is using your drive time as well as your radius tool here. And so if you want to use your drive time tool, you'll just click on the drive time option. You will move the the pin to above your property, click on next, and then you do have a couple of options here. So you can do by car or by foot. You can do by time of day. Maybe this is more of a afternoon or 11 o'clock is kind of their heightened busy hour. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Maybe this is a Saturday retail destination. And then you just select your length of journey. So you can do up to 80 square miles. Typically though, if you're using the drive time tool, people focus in on that 3, 5, 10-minute area. And if you select, say, the 10-minute area, that will become my prime geography. However, it will benchmark it to the 3 and the 5 and the 10 for all of those key economic and demographic data sets. So what we're going to do then is just click on next. And you can see Google Maps gives us this nice, pretty orangish drawing here for us. And then you have these various options, with the bottom one being create a trade area report. And so what we'll do is just click on create that report. It's going to automatically drop you where it thinks you're supposed to be, which that is perfect. We can click on this plus sign, and you don't have to include everything in your report if you don't want to. Not every client is going to be interested in, the traffic counts or the home value comparisons or marital status. And so you can just uncheck things as you see fit. Whenever you have that set up, you can just click on Run Report. And just like all of the reports within RPR, you'll get this little pop-up. And then when it is ready, you'll see it at the very top up here. So you can see these typically take, 3 to 5 minutes or so. But luckily, I went ahead and ran one for us. And so we can come in here and take a look at what this is going to show us. And so right here we have the 3-minute drive time, the 5-minute drive time, and then our primary, which is that 10-minute drive time. And so we can scroll down And you'll see here we have Esri's Tapestry segment, which if you're not familiar with Esri's Tapestry segments, basically these are a little bit more in depth. They go beyond your median age, median income type of information to hopefully provide some preference details. But basically, Esri groups people together based off of shared and also distinguishable attributes, and they come up with these somewhat whimsical names to kind of put a label on it. But in my mind, really the valuable stuff comes down here in this commentary. So the whole point of this is, not necessarily to, say you have to be in this area because, the Emerald City folks are here, but to at least understand that here are, the preferences of the largest kind of group in this area. So things like, foodie culture and music and art are major sources of enjoyment. Little details like that that your client might be able to take out of this report, apply in some part of their business aspect, and just be more appealing to the community and the folks that they're going to be working with and living amongst. And so we provide that for all of the top Tapestry segments. And then we do, of course, get into your more typical, population, employment information. You can see here we do this for the 3, the 5, and the 10. And then again, that 10-minute is our primary, so it's a little bit more boldened. The blue line is our 2020, actual numbers. We do receive projections from the U.S. Census, so you can see that is the 2025. That little doorbell is just telling me my report is ready that I ran earlier. But then you can kind of just see here, we have total pop density, population change. We have daytime information here. We have household size. We have female to male ratios. I mean, it's really a pretty in-depth look from both an economic and demographic standpoint. Median age. You have, age by segmentation. We also have down here the marriage information. We have the income, disposable, per capita. We have our unemployment rates. And then we have here our employment count by industry. So one thing I love about these reports is it's not built for just one commercial sector. You can use this to identify an employment base. You can use it to identify a consumer base, renter base. The information is very applicable. Next up, we have education levels. And then to wrap it all up, we have commute time. And then lastly, we have our home valuations and traffic counts. And so you can kind of see how, providing, maybe not this entire report when you're marketing a space, but definitely if your client's moving in here, you might want to send them the entire thing and just kind of let them digest as it is. But there's parts of this you can, take screenshots of or just type into your marketing listing input side and make sure that that is out there when people are, on CoStar or on Crexy or on, some of those public-facing marketing sites. So I think y'all understand some of the concepts here. Obviously, you can do this for on and off market properties. One of my favorite things to do, just to kind of, put this out there to you, if I was looking for a successful WeWork, for instance, because I want to start a new, shared office space in my own part of the country, you could go to, WeWork site like we have here. And let's just say that, through my due diligence, I find that this is one of the, highest rated WeWork facilities. And so I want to see why or what economic and demographic drivers exist there. We can just highlight the address, copy it, and we can actually just plug that into RPR. And just like we did before, we can hit the old search button here, and that's going to pull up our property. And it's going to give us, the same map that was on the last page. It's going to give us that same map, and we can just run, the same type of report. And we can go through that report like we just did, see what jumps out to us as what might be driving, a shared office space concept in that area. And then what's kind of cool is once you have, jotted down, maybe it's, the age segmentation or the population density or the income levels or the employment types, whatever it might be, you can actually then come to RPR, and through our site selection tool, you can plug in those attributes that you think are driving that business. So it's a really great way to analyze a successful entity and then try to duplicate or find a duplicate area within a larger geography that meets those same economic demographic attributes. So hopefully I've intrigued you all enough with some of the value of these trade area reports that you'll start utilizing them a little bit more. Maybe you'll even come up with some new use cases and workflows. I'd love to hear about those. But thank you all so much for giving me a little bit of your time today. And again, if you have any questions about running trade area reports or really anything with the RPR commercial, shoot me an email. It's just nathang@narrpr.com. Everyone have a great day.